Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. It is time for your Thursday night live stream. Finally, coming to you live on a Thursday. I didn't have to cancel, I didn't have to reschedule. I was like, I have already had to redo so many of these live streams. We're doing it today, regardless. So here we are, and thank you to anyone and everyone who can join or watch the replay. Howdy, Cheryl. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you always. And hey, Mama, thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping by the live stream this evening. So, there's Tasharia. Hey, Tasharia. I got your message, Tasharia. I have not yet replied yet, but it's very interesting. And I will think on it. Hey, Jocelyn made it, and you gave me a comment so that I'll know that you're there. Hey, Tashiri, I keep meaning to ask you. Maybe I'll do that when I reply. How do you always know who's in your chat? Like, how do you do that? Is there a way for me to know who's here? Because I don't unless they comment. But you always give us shout outs, and I think that's really cool. But I don't know how to do that except for if you comment. So maybe we can talk about that. I need to learn about Nightbot too, Tasharia. We're already 1 minute in and not talking about anything we're supposed to. That's okay. Welcome to the Thursday night live stream. Howdy, Lori. I'm glad to see you. I hope everything's going well and that your dad is feeling better. All right. I believe we're all caught up. Yeah, I do want to try to do some different and fun things on the live streams moving forward. So, now that I have a little bit more time and I'm feeling a little bit better, I want to start looking into things like Nightbot and how to know who's here and all that kind of stuff. So uh, look out for that, I guess. So tonight I thought I would talk about life changes or the change of life or midlife changes. So, for those of you who have been here for a while and have been following along, you know that over especially the last 6 months, I really think it's been closer to a year. I think it started after my dad died, and I just was so out of it. I didn't really understand what was going on. And so, just spoiler alert, although the Discord disagrees with me. Hey, Gina, thanks for stopping by. Although the Discord said I could not claim it, I am now officially an old lady, everybody. So I went to the doctor. My endocrinologist, he checked my thyroid, and the nodules on the thyroid, of course, are still there, but they have not grown or changed size, shape, nothing. They are perfect. I do need to go back every year to continue to get them looked at, but it, in fact, was not my thyroid causing all of my issues. And I had mentioned that he was testing all of my hormone levels and that I looked and it did appear that menopause had a lot of the same symptoms that I had and I thought was my thyroid. And so I went to the doctor yesterday to get the sonogram and to get the results of the blood work. Hello, Jen. Thanks for stopping by the live stream. We're just getting started with some updates. So I have 0 estrogen and high levels of, I don't remember, FSA, follicular stimulation hormone, I think. Evidently, if your ovaries are working, that number should be lower because your estrogen will be higher. But as your estrogen lowers, this number goes up. So on the report, it said less than 15, but he said he has the actual numbers of everything, and it was 0. Less than, it's 0. So he was looking at my records, and he was like, well, when you were here 2 years ago, you weren't even in premenopause levels. He's like, but with some women, that can happen, that it happens very quickly. And with me, again, if you don't know any of my history, I had a hysterectomy, removing everything, including my cervix. except for one ovary, which I decided to keep at the time because I was tested for the BRCA gene, which shows if you have the hereditary gene for breast cancer and ovarian cancer. And I did not have that. So I decided to go ahead and keep the ovary that I had so that I would not be in menopause at 42. So now I'm in menopause at 48. Yay, I'm an old lady. I did it. Mama, you have an old lady for a daughter. You excited? How does that make you feel? So, I mean, I knew I was having like some hot flashes at night. I'd wake up and I mean, it wasn't terrible. I would just be sweaty. Um, but all the other symptoms, I don't know why. I guess it's one of those things where in my brain, women go through menopause in their 50s, not in their 40s. So, like, that hadn't even hit my radar of things that could be happening. Yep, we got an old lady. Tell all your friends, mama. Oh, thanks, Gina. Thanks welcoming me to the club. I appreciate it. Jocelyn says I'm so cute. I'm glad you're aware and so in tune with your body. Yeah, menopause happens at any age, and for some women, it happens more quickly than others. I really have a feeling that, like looking back now, because obviously I've been thinking about it since I got the results before he told me, so I already had an idea, but I didn't have the information from the thyroid, so I wasn't sure if it was a combination or if it was just in fact that I had gone from not even in premenopause to menopause in 2 years. And he said that does happen. And probably what happened was the ovary that I had slowly stopped working and then just crapped out about 6 months ago when I really started feeling not myself. And I've mentioned it several times. And I know y'all probably, some of you noticed a difference last year, some of you didn't. I think everybody noticed I wasn't posting as much just because I just wasn't feeling myself. I didn't feel right. I felt like I was in this weird fog. I was taking naps every day, sometimes twice a day, sleeping for 9 and 10 hours at night. I was just exhausted all the time. I kept getting sick. I couldn't increase my strength, having gastrointestinal issues. Like, and then when you look up the signs of menopause, it's them. That's what happens for a lot of women. Now, and that's the thing. It's like, ooh, so many of us are here because we're on this weight loss expedition. But with all things, exercise, same kind of thing, right? We're all at different levels, we're all at different progressions. And with menopause, it is so different for everybody. From some of the things I've been reading, I mean, I feel like a lucky girl. Like, I feel like I really haven't, I mean, I have struggled, but it hasn't been horrible. I mean, eventually, where is Mary, by the way? I just realized she's not here in this chat. She working late again tonight. I'm gonna have to get on to her. But Mary and I were talking. Oh crap! What were Mary and I talking about? I got so into telling her off that I forgot how it was different for everybody. I don't remember what I was going to say. Dang it. See, I was being snarky and my memory snapped on me. I've also been a little bit more forgetful than usual. But anyway, so that's basically what it is all of these things that I've been feeling over the last 6 months have been that my body went into menopause. It is now producing no estrogen. The ovary is non-functional, and so I'm now in full-blown menopause. Of course, as expected, he wants me to go on hormone replacement therapy, and he still wants me to go on Ozempic to lose weight because losing weight will help with menopause. I mean, I'm not saying it won't. I don't know. Anyway, it's fine. um, so he told me all of the options. I did ask. I mean, I asked questions like, what are my options for hormones? And he said there's a pill, there's a patch, which is what he recommends. And then there's pellets that get inserted. I'm not sure if it's a shot or if it's, I wasn't really sure. I didn't ask any more questions on that one because I was like, nope. And he said most insurances don't cover it, but I guess it's like a 3-month slow release pellet or something. And so I told him, which I've told y'all before. And again, I know several of you are on HRT and it is working for you, and that's fabulous. And I'm not going to say that I won't ever do it, but right now I don't think I need to. And I told him that I was more concerned about cancer because women in my family who have taken HRT have gotten cancer. And he's like, were they estrogen driven cancers? I'm like, it was ovarian cancer and breast cancer. So yeah, they were. And he's like, but you don't have the gene. I was like, no, I don't have the gene, but I still, he's like, you need to be more worried about osteoporosis than you do cancer, which did give me pause because something else that, not pause as far as, will I take it or not, but I was like, that is a very interesting fact and something that I think the pellets are for the bum. See, I thought he did like this. So, but are they a shot, Gina? Are they a shot in your bum? Because normally I'm all for a shot in the butt, but I don't know about for hormones. Shot in the butt always makes me feel a little bit better. It's normally when I need antibiotics or steroids or something. Yeah, it does kind of explain a lot, right? Now, it's like now that I've looked into menopause, they insert it into your bum? Or you do it? Oh no, let's not talk about it anymore. Oh no. I don't know if there's any boys on the live stream right now, but being a girl is just unfair some days. I mean, men go through puberty and then they get old. That's all. We have to be born, and then we have to start our cycles, and then we have to end our cycles, and then we have to go through that whole phase where we're on our cycle, and every month it's something new. Anyway, hard pass, Cheryl. However you need to insert it, it's going to be a hard pass. Right, right. No, thanks. No, thanks. Oh, no. Oh, no. We got the giggles. It's fine. But anyway, so back to osteoporosis. One thing that I have been talking about recently is how most older people actually end up passing away or Tom is here. Oh no, see, there was a boy in the chat. I didn't know, Tom. I didn't know. I didn't know you were there. You have a wife. She knows all about this. Tell her to get on. You like the pills, Cheryl? Is that what you do, is the pills? Oh, there you are, Mary. Mary, I was in the middle of a story and then got snarky about you not being here because you're always right on time, though, my friend. But I was just like, wait, where is she? I thought maybe you were working late again and I was going to get on to you. And then I forgot whatever I was going to say we were talking about. I was telling them something we were talking about, but I don't even remember what I was talking about. We were talking about to tell you where I was going. I know. Tom joined just in time for all the fun girl talk. Well, it's going to be a lot of girl talk tonight, Tom. So thanks for being here. Oh, you did just get home from work. It's long days. Anyway, so there are the 3 different kinds. And then he told me that I needed to be more scared about osteoporosis than cancer, so now I will also be looking into all of the ways to prevent osteoporosis. The one good thing that I can tell you, you do always walk in at the wrong time, Tom. I'm sorry. Did you walk into on where we inserted in the bum? Oh no. This is age appropriate. This is for adults, 18 or older. And it's a true thing. It's not like I'm just saying stuff to be funny. It's just I'm saying the truth and it's funny. Because I'm an old lady. And a toddler. Okay. So anyway, osteoporosis. That's exactly what I was fixing to say. Gina said that your strength training has done wonders for your bones. And so what I've been doing over the last few days since I got my reports actually back on Tuesday morning, I think is when I got my reports and saw that it was that I was in menopause. Thanks to Charla for confirming that for me. My friend Charla, who I got to meet, well, actually put out a video finally of when we met a week and a half ago. I actually have 3 videos already filmed too, guys, and I just need to edit them and post them up over the next week or two. I'm feeling more myself now. We'll get back into that. That is true, Cheryl. Old ladies and toddlers say it like it is. So either way, I'm winning. Yep, strength training, absolutely. So in looking into how can you help with menopause symptoms, how can you help prevent osteoporosis? It is, being at a healthy weight, which I do understand I am still heavier than a healthy weight. According to the BMI charts, all of my other numbers are all in line. My cholesterol was high, because my good cholesterol was high, but the other ones were also could be brought down so that it could be brought down under that level. Where I'm not concerned with that. My cholesterol, this is the first time it's been above level in years, and to be honest, it's the first time I wasn't doing the keto diet before I went to the doctor. And I told him that, and he said that keto is not a good diet. And I said, okay, well, my numbers were better when I was doing keto than when I was eating more the standard American diet. But I can fix my cholesterol. I'm really seriously not worried about that. And everything else is in line. Strength training. Yep, doing it. Love it. Like, they even say like high intensity activity. So jumping, anytime you can put that resistance against the bone, even though it seems kind of weird, I don't exactly understand how it works yet, to be honest, but like even like people who jump tend to have stronger bones because they are pushing off and landing, I guess, on their bones. I don't know. It's still new to me, but basically, I say all that to say, from most of what I've read, it seems as though I have been over the last, actually, I didn't want to spoil it, but tomorrow is my 4-year anniversary of being on this expedition. I'm not saying y'all are going to get a video, but yeah, and so jumping on the trampoline is good, right? And that's exactly what I was going to say. So they were saying people who jump, they actually have stronger bones. And one thing, I've kind of kept it a secret from YouTube, not for any intentional purpose, but I just haven't talked about it much. But I've been doing my jumpaline again. For those of you who've been here a while, when I first started this, my mom had bought me a jumpaline for Christmas, and I was convinced I was going to love it and bounce on it, and I did not. I didn't like it. I felt uneasy, and I felt queasy all the time, and it messed with my vertigo. And this was before I had really started any fitness. This was how I thought I was going to start fitness. It was a failure. Anyway, so this year I decided, since we were doing the steps challenge and my goal was 12,000 steps, I'll get to that a little bit later too. But I thought, well, walking, as those of you who have been here for a while know, hurts my knees. It physically hurts my knees to walk. So I was like, well, I have this mini trampoline. What if I just walk on the mini trampoline or kind of bounce, back and forth like I'm walking, and now I do all kinds of things, but I've been jumping on the trampoline every day. Like, I get on there for 3 to 5 minutes every hour if I can. And it has helped me stay consistent in my movement, and it has helped with the steps goal. But an unintentional positive side effect is It's also one of the things they say that is good for bone density, is even jumping on a trampoline can help make your bones stronger. Gina says, just roll into the old lady. I'm gonna just come in raging. Yeah, I can get a bone density test. He said I may want to do that. He said normally they suggested between 60 and 65, but since my menopause is a little bit earlier than most women, I guess most women do hit menopause in their 50s. He said that I could request it earlier, or I could always go and get one myself. He said, but I should be able to request it earlier. And since I started menopause earlier, I should be able to get one earlier than that, like covered as part of my physical. So I may do that if I'm ever concerned or, have any issues with that. I've only ever broken, of all the falls that I have taken, of all of the tumbles, of all of the times I've been hung from trees and pushed down. It's like, I've been through a lot, but of all of those times, technically, I've only broken one bone and cracked one bone. I broke a bone, a little bitty tiny bone in my wrist. That thing healed in like 2 weeks and I could have taken the cast off, but I jacked up all the muscles inside it to where I had to wear that cast for 12 weeks. So I broke one bone in my wrist and then I have a crack in my. When I smile, that's not a dimple. Some of you've probably been here long enough to hear that story, but that's actually just my cheekbone broken smooth into. Like, I can feel it. It's right here, even when I don't smile. It's a hole in my cheekbone. How old was I, Mom? Like 2 or 3 maybe? I think she said she was doing taxes or bills or something, and she was playing with me, and I'd come and I'd grab the bill off the table, and then I'd run, and she'd chase me, and it's fun. It's a good time. And then I tripped, and I fell, and I hit the windowsill. And she said, I cried, and I cried, and I cried, but there was no blood. It's a good thing I didn't ever cut myself in all these. I'd have been at the doctor a lot. Actually, the one I did cut myself was my lip. Sliced my lip smooth open. Anyway, so I wasn't bleeding. So we didn't go to the doctor. And then the next day, my face was like twice as big as. And it wasn't until years and years later that I figured out that this is not a dimple. It's actually just a crack in my cheekbone. So anyway, I think my bones are pretty strong because I have really been in a bunch of big accidents, and to have only hurt a few muscles and only broken one little tiny bone and cracked a cheekbone, I think my bones are okay to start with. But they also said vitamin D, which I have recently been adding a vitamin D supplement as part of the trying to figure out what in the world was wrong and throwing all this stuff at it. Doing all that has made me feel better. And now that I'm researching menopause, all of the things that I've been doing to feel better are also the things that should help. And I think that's why I've kind of turned it around in the last month. Also taking a new supplement, which I'll talk about later, that has been helping me with that as well. So yeah, Mary's been doing her jumpaline as well. She got on it after I started mine, and this time she loves it. Yeah, keep jumping. It's super fun, Cheryl. It really is. When I get my mammogram, get a bone density, can I ask for that? Because I haven't done my mammogram yet. But he said 60 to 65 for bone density to be covered. But I don't know. I could ask. Gina asked, do the trampolines have a handle or bar for stability? Mine has a stability. In fact, that's the stability bar over there in the corner. So does mine have a stability bar? Yes. Do I use it? No. 3 years ago, when my mama bought it for me, yes, because I was also like 270 pounds or 280 pounds. I was 100 pounds heavier than I was right now. I had no core strength. I had no strength at all. Let's just be honest. The only strength I had was from carrying around 330 pounds for however long. Well, more like I said, I always say 330 because that's what I weighed in before I started the expedition on this channel. But I know one time I weighed in at 349. So I'm sure I was over at 350 pounds some point. But I still claim 330 as my starting weight for this. But my heaviest weight, I would actually, if you ask me, I would say my heaviest weight's 355. In all truth. Yeah, some you can buy a bar with the trampoline. Yeah, Mom's has a stability bar. Mom's is really nice. She has a very nice trampoline. It's one of the bungee trampolines. I would suggest pay the little extra for a bungee trampoline. You don't have to get one as nice as my mom has, but it's benefited her a lot. In fact, she also has been using her trampoline in the last few weeks. So, trampoline all around. Yeah, Gina, there are different types of stability bars too. Mine is one of the rounded ones that like you would hold on in the front. And then there's another type. I've done a lot of research on rebounders, and then just been watching different workout videos and doing them to get extra steps. But there's also what they call a T-bar. And a lot of people prefer the T-bar, but they're in more of the high-end trampolines. But if you can get one, there are some on Amazon that are actually really decently priced, but just be cautious when you're looking because I did notice that on some of them you have to put the bungees on yourself, which is why they're so low cost. But I mean, if you can do that or have someone do that for you, you could definitely save some money on them. I don't remember any of the brands, but just anyway, it's really cool. It's good for your lymphatic system. It's good for your drainage. And I've been having so much congestion problems. It was all these things that I thought it would help. And then it ended up that it's also good for bone density, which is something that now I'm going to be looking into. That's when you got yours. You got your trampoline when I got mine. I forget you've been following me that long, Mary. I was thinking none of y'all were even here when I got that trampoline, but I guess Mary was here. Cheryl, were you here too? Probably. Cheryl followed me for a long time before she ever commented, and then we pre-pressured her into a channel, which I'm so glad that I did, Cheryl. If just random shout out since I was thinking about it. If you have not been checking out Cheryl's live streams on Tuesday, you need to. You don't have to watch mine because y'all watch me all the time. You can if you want, but it was a great chat. Don't get me wrong, but probably nothing y'all haven't heard me say before. But she is doing a passions and hobbies, and she has her first guest was Derek, and I love Derek, but good golly, Derek, he's just all over the place. He's such a boy sometimes. He's like, I don't know, Jenny, and Derek. And then she had the wonderful Maha. Would y'all know how I feel about Maha? She had Camille up past her bedtime to talk. And last week she had a pal Risa. It's been such a great chat and live stream. Cheryl is wonderful. Anyway, Cheryl, have you been watching me as long as I've had my trampoline too? I'm glad you started your channel. It's a trampoline's on your wish list. It's a good thing to have on the wish list. Gina says, thanks for the tip. Do you love the trampoline as a kid? Yeah, absolutely. And again, I have the wired ones, like just the metal coil ones, and it works just fine. Don't get me wrong. But the bungee ones are even lower impact. And so I think if I do continue to love it as much as I am, because I really do like it a lot. Because I don't get to jump because it hurts. But on this, sometimes I do actually jump. Most of the time, though, I just bounce. But I do jump on it as well. And in fact, for those of you who got to get it together in my last video, doing that rope course with Natasha has really made me want to do more stuff like that. And she mentioned a trampoline park, which was not something I had actually ever considered, but I think it may be fun. I think I maybe want to do one. Maybe I'll bring the nieces up here or down here, and I'll take Natasha with me because they already know her. We'll go to the trampoline park. Mary, you can monitor. You can supervise. Cheryl does remember me get it. Okay, so you have been here that long too, Cheryl. I love y'all. No bone density. Oh, no. What is it? I know we were talking about bone density, and you said with my mammogram. We'll chat about it tonight, Mary. See, Jocelyn says she too has been enjoying the replay. Sherry's been loving it. Yeah, Cheryl's there. Well, most of them are going to be on Tuesday. I understand she may have some that may be on a weekend, but it will be generally between 5 and 7 p.m. Central start time. A lot of them have been at 6 p.m. if that works for her guest. Anyway, it's been a great live stream. Deanna's Saturday morning ritual is also super fun. And then y'all know I join Tasharia every morning, Monday through Friday for her. Girl, I love you so much. Tasharia is on her live stream for 30 minutes to do a 10-minute workout and sometimes gets like 5 minutes in. But girl, I love it so much. You don't even know. It's just inspiring and motivating, and you challenge yourself, which makes me want to challenge myself. And anyway, so she does that at 6 a.m. Central over at Wellness with Frugal Mama. It really is such a good way to start my day. Look, she's laughing, girl. You know it's right. You know I'm not lying. She'll be like, oh, I only got 5 minutes left. Let's get this workout. But it really is super fun. Today was her monthly giveaway. She does a lot of great stuff in her community. She has a wonderful community. I mean, there'll be like 30, 40 people there chatting. But yeah, it's a super fun way to start my day. And then I love those live streams. So I think Derek is starting a live stream on Saturday too. I've missed it because I forget on Saturdays. I'm not going to lie. I'll try to be better, but no promises. Anyway, so yeah, all that's great. Yeah, exactly. 100. We love it. I love it. Oh, Gina says she's been looking at the trampoline. Some are fancy. Yes, some are very fancy. I'll try to get the names of the ones that I was looking at. Mary, I know we were talking about one too that was on Amazon. It's like $170, which is one of the cheapest bungee trampolines out there, but you have to put the bungee on yourself. Anyway, they're super nice. I love it. It's low impact. It lets me work up a sweat while getting steps in without hurting my knee. And now helping increase my bone density. So I'm here for it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get strong. Let's get these bones strong. Let's figure out how to live without any of the female hormones we need and go from there. So that's pretty much where I am. I am in menopause. I still have to go every year to get the thyroid checked, but currently I have no issues with the thyroid. And like I said, outside of my cholesterol, which I know I can fix by eating the diet that I typically would eat, I can get that back in line. So overall, I'm good. I'm just an old lady. And it just kind of, it didn't come out of nowhere. Like, it's been a slow progression over the last few months, and it got real bad in December, like November and December. December was probably my worst month. And it was rough because I was doing Vlogmas. And I enjoyed every day of Vlogmas, guys. Do not get me wrong. I loved it. I was exhausted. And it was hard every day to do it. And then there were a few days that I think y'all all knew it was hard for me to do it. And that's when my mom even kind of reached out to me, and she's like, you okay? Because you don't seem yourself. I'm like, no, I'm not myself. I feel like I'm in this deep, heavy fog that I cannot get out of. My body feels weird. I'm lethargic. I want to sleep all the time. I was never a napper. I've never been a napper. I love a nap. Let's take a nap. I took a nap today. Actually, today's the first day since I didn't actually sleep on Saturday, but I did lay down for, I know exactly how long I laid down for because I listened to Phantasmic. So it was like 22 minutes and something. But I was kind of in and out of not sleep, but when you're really resting. But I know I heard the whole song, so I didn't actually fall asleep. Anyway, whatever. It's been 4 days without having to even need a nap, whereas in December, I was having to sleep at least for the hour of my lunch, and sometimes even more than that. Vice TTR. Shush to you too. I don't know who you are. Welcome to the live stream. So yeah, it's sometimes we have these preconceived notions or ideas in our head that we believe sometimes without even knowing. And evidently, I believed that I wouldn't even start the menopause phase until I was in my 50s, at least. And that was wrong. And I haven't felt like myself because I've been going through life changes, not only in my weight and in my physical changes through strength training, but also hormonal changes. And I mean, I've heard women talk about menopause and the symptoms, and I, I don't know. I just never did. I don't know. I just never thought of that. That just never even popped in. I'm still a little bit shocked about it, to be real. I don't know why. Like, I'm like, oh, well, that makes so much sense. And in a way, I told my mom today, I woke up feeling a little bit better because I was at the point where I was either dying or really messed up in the head. And turns out I'm not either. It's just my body was going through such a big change. So that's all. Wasn't either of those things. My hormone level just went from normal to nothing. And I mean, like I said, he doesn't know when it happened because I didn't go like I was supposed to last year for my checkup. Because I was feeling good this time last year. I was feeling real good this time last year. Anyway, so that's what I'll be doing. As of right now, I do not plan on taking the Ozempic that he keeps offering. He said he was disappointed I didn't want to join this weight loss program and to call me when I decided on the HRT. Or he actually said, call me when you decide which HRT you want to take. Right now, I'm not going to take any of them, and I'm not going to take the Ozempic. I'm going to try natural remedies and things that hopefully will make me feel better. I always say never, but never say never. I won't say never, but for right now, the complications don't outweigh the benefits of things that I can do naturally. So. Oh, it's possible trouble. Could be. That's why I said shush back to him. Because I wasn't sure what that meant. He must get a kickback. That's exactly what Amy and I were talking about this morning was, first of all, for those of you who don't know, most of my clients that I work with are, well, actually, technically, because one of them, I deal with the retail side, but it is still a healthcare business. I work in the healthcare. All of my programs are healthcare. Big company names that you would recognize for the most part. And I get more than most that it is big business. They're out here to make money. And that's all I kept thinking to Sherry. I'm like, is he part of some group or something where they're just promoting Ozempic for anyone? Because he asked me how tall I was and how much I weighed, and then said again this last time, he was like, and you're how tall? I was like, about 5'6". He's like, yeah, you could definitely be on Ozempic. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I guess he forgot he told me that last time. I don't know. It was really kind of funny though, because I didn't have a hat on when I went to the doctor. And at first he's like, are you a new patient? I was like, no, sir. I just saw you like a week and a half ago. And he's like, you always wear a hat. I said, I do always wear a hat. You're right. I thought that was kind of funny. Because it was like he didn't even recognize me for a second until I started actually speaking, I guess, and that sort of triggered him. And then he's like, "You don't have a hat." Anyway, so yeah, I was wondering kind of I've watched in the last couple of months, like, oh dang, what was that drug that they were selling? The opioid crisis, basically. I'm blanking on the name of the drug. And they're basically getting huge kickbacks from it. I'm like, I know it's a business and I know technically my BMI, but you're not taking into account my muscle mass. You're not taking into account the amount of extra skin that I have on my body. You're not taking into the account that I struggle with eating, not overeating. So it was just weird and different. Anyway, so right now I'm looking for natural solutions and remedies, which as I'm looking into them, it appears that over the last 4 years, I have done all of them properly to be in a good position, even though it is a little bit of an early menopause, to still not have any issues. And if they do change over the next 10 years, we'll, make decisions then. So that's where I am on my life changes. My life changed because my body changed. And like I said, now more than I have in the last year, or actually since my dad died, I'd say probably the last month, I have felt more like myself. Uh, Even though I did get really sick, that's also like myself. But even in the sickness, I felt mentally present and able to communicate a little bit more effectively. So I don't know. I'm excited for this year. Not that 2023 was a bad year in any way, but it was a hard year for me. It really was. Which kind of shows in the fact that you didn't really get very many videos after a certain point. And I think that's maybe when it all started. So outside of that, we are still in the middle of our Derek's Journey Step Challenge, but our Fit Squad Steps Challenge, which I can't believe Cheryl, how'd you let me get away without giving Coach a shout out on live streams? I'm teasing you, Cheryl. Cheryl's always there with me though. Sherry is often there as well, but our coach, Kirsten, over at Quick Fit Home Workouts, she does a live stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Central. But, oh crap, why was I talking about Coach? Dadgummit. Oh, the Fit Squad Challenge. That's why. I'm back. See, I'm getting better. So the Fit Squad for January, she did a steps challenge as well. Steps. Thanks, Cheryl. Cheryl's always got my back. I circled back around faster that time, Cheryl. My goal that I set, well, originally, I'm going to be honest, I was going to set a goal of 10,000 steps because 10,000 steps is still a lot for me. On a normal given day, if I'm not working on steps and doing my jumpaline or whatever to get extra steps, I average between 7,500 and 10,000 steps on any regular given day. So I was going to set 10,000 because then I'm like, well, some days I'll have to push a little bit to get that. And then Coach said she was going to do 12. And I was like, dadgummit, 12's not that much more. It is January. It's the start of a year. You're also doing the Balance Breakers challenge. And you're on Deanna's team. So you want to do good for Deanna. Always want to do good for my coaches. Or my captains on the Steps Challenge. And I want to do good for my coach on her challenge. So I was like, okay, I'll do 12,000 a day. And then I wanted an average of 12.5. So that was the goal that I set for the Fit Squad Challenge and for the first month of the Balance Breakers Challenge was 12,000 steps a day, 12.5 thousand average daily steps for the month. So this morning I was checking my steps, guys, and holy crap, like I did it, which that didn't surprise me so much. So there were 2 days. It was like a Wednesday, Thursday. And I think I've talked to y'all about those days because I like crapped out on one Fit Squad workout like 20 minutes in. And then the next day I skipped it all together. I did the afternoon with no weights, but those 2 days, I did not hit, I don't even think I hit 10,000 either of those days. In fact, one of them might have been like 5 or less. I was really sick. um, so I hit the 12,000 steps all but 2 days out of the month. So I hit it for 29 days. And I'm proud of that because I could have pushed for those 12,000 steps, but I should not have. And I did not. So I was proud of myself for giving myself grace to not push just to meet a number when it wouldn't benefit me for the rest of the month. So I was proud about that. But my average ended up being like 13.8 thousand something. I ended the month with 423,000, which is my second highest steps total ever. And I did it on accident, like without even trying. So I know some of y'all have been here long enough for this. Not last October, but the one before that. So October of, when would that have been? 2022. I went to Las Vegas that September. I had just started barefoot walking and I walked like 400,000 steps. And then was it Deanna who set the 420,000 steps goal? And Camille, I know Camille was in on it. Cheryl, you were in on it too, I think. And so then we did 420,000. That now I've already forgotten. I looked it up this morning. That one was like 428,000 I got for that. And then this time I got 423. So that's like my second highest goal ever. And there were a lot of nights that I made myself just sit down and not do anymore because I had all my steps plus extra. Just rest your body, Misty. Don't get on that jumpaline again. You'll be fine. You got enough steps. You got enough activity. But I'm feeling good again, so I'm wanting to do more. Yeah, woohoo! Non-scale victories. Oh, technically, this is the first Thursday of the month too. I didn't even think of that. I should have done non-scale I'm so used to the first Monday of the month. Dang it. We'll do non-scale victories next week, guys. Spoiler alert. I hit my second highest steps total ever. Hey, Kenneth is here. Kenneth. I was actually talking about the boys not being in the chat tonight, so I'm glad that you were able to stop by. You don't need to go back and watch the first part. We just talked about a whole bunch of girl stuff. Not very interesting. It's funny for me at least, but maybe not very interesting. Kenneth is great. I met him over at Tasharia's channel too. So thanks for stopping by, Kenneth. I appreciate it. But yeah, outside of that, I've been back to doing my regular workouts. Amy has started walking again, so we've been able to walk on. Well, we've both been kind of all over the place. She's been sick, her wife's been sick, then I got sick, then the weather dropped to freezing. So we've done some Tuesdays and Thursdays. Once we walked on a Friday. This past weekend, I walked with her on Saturday after my Fit Squad workout. So, but I've been able to walk with Amy like once or twice a week every week this month. And then, of course, I walk with Mary and Natasha. And then we got to meet Charlotte last Sunday or Sunday before last. And hopefully she'll get to come again. And I'm hoping to be able to walk with LB again soon. I'd still like to meet Christy. I need to make it up to Dallas to meet Tasharia one day. So I love this community. I love meeting all these people. Being around y'all makes me stronger and feel more like myself. Having y'all's support and love and just sticking it here with me as I didn't understand what I was going through. So if any of y'all did notice that I did feel like myself, but also just a little bit off on Vlogmas, that's why. Because I wasn't feeling myself. But I am feeling much better. Like I said, I already have some other new favorite epic disaster videos out. I have been considering doing a vlog style format for some videos. I know Charla said that she liked those style of videos. I think a few other of you have enjoyed those types of videos. So I like them. I do. I just think I'm real boring. So, I mean, I'd be happy to take y'all along with me. Um, and then LB actually had also mentioned that I was talking about the physical therapy that I've been doing for my knee and for my shoulders. And she said that she'd be interested to see that. Uh, and then Sherry reached out to me earlier about sciatica, and not something that she's dealing with, but she knows a lot of people who are, and maybe doing some exercises and things around that. So I've been doing, as you all know, exercises for my mom, which my aunt and my sister does them sometimes, but my aunt and my mom have been really consistent in doing them since October. And my mom has already found huge benefit from it. And she has a spinal stenosis. So uh, it's sort of, it's not the same thing, but it's in the same similar area. Uh, but I was curious, are y'all interested in anything like that? Do y'all want to see random vlog pieces edited together into one video, or maybe me doing videos of like the types of workouts that I give my mom, or the physical therapy that I'm doing for my knees and my shoulder? I don't know, maybe do a jumpaline or something. Maybe we'll do a jumpaline on the live stream one night. Who knows? I don't know. I just kind of wanted to get y'all's thought on what y'all want to see, because even though I say it's my channel and I do what I want, and that is still true, I do want to know what y'all want, because sometimes what y'all want to watch, I don't mind doing. I just don't think anybody wants to watch it. Gina says, yes, the car vlog took you back. Dang, Gina, how long have you been here? Have you been here a long time too? Gina, how long have you been following me? Or did you just go back and watch old videos? Because that happens too, where people will find me and then they go back and watch old videos. I used to exclusively vlog in my car, mostly on the way from work. Most days I would vlog on the way from work, or on the way to work, or I'd vlog in my car after I'd watch a movie or whatever. Justin says, glad I'm doing better. Me too. Thank you. She knows we're always looking forward to seeing more Misty content. I appreciate it. Cheryl says, Coach Misty, yes. Okay, so anything of the fitness, Gina's down for everything. Your dad has spinal stenosis, Kenneth? Yeah, my mom was in so much pain last year that she couldn't even walk. Like, she was miserable. It was, even on vacation, we went to a few places and she would be like, can you take the girls for me over there? Like, I can't walk that far. Getting in and out of her camper. And so she had already done a lot of things on her own, and my mom has always been very physical, but she's never really done a focused, consistent fitness plan catered to the types of exercises that she needs to not only not irritate the tumor on the spinal cord, but to grow the muscles that help her balance and her core and her stability around that, to help decrease the pain. And like I said, actually, I told the Fit Squad mom that you had the goal of, you walked up the steps and you did it quick with no pain. So yeah, there's so much to learn about so many different things that people struggle with, and I'm learning about them as I go. And so anything I learn, I like to share. Lori says, you just love seeing me. Is there anything that I want to post? Okay. You used to watch the old videos on and off. Okay, Gina. I didn't realize you'd been around quite that long, because that's been a while since once I started getting more followers, I moved into doing videos in my apartment, in my living room. And then eventually I went to the black wall. And then, of course, I moved into this new place. So anyway, we're coming up on the hour. So I'm going to go ahead and start winding it down for this evening. Again, thank you for everyone who has been here, everyone who has jumped in and out, everyone who will be here for the replay. I appreciate you all. I look forward to meeting several of you one day in person. And yeah, if you don't feel like yourself, it could be something that's off. And for me, it was my hormones. I tried everything. You know, I went on the antidepressant medication. I trained up the diet. And, you know, I tried all the things, and it just turned out that it was just my body changing. And so now I will adapt, and overcome the things that I need to do in order to do that. And like today, if it's a day where I wake up tired, I took a nap during my lunch break. And now I feel great. Ready to go for the rest of the evening. Even though I have been calling it early bedtime, I've been real good about being in bed by 9 o'clock every night, so that I can wake up early in the morning and start my day with physical activity, which is what I do to feel my best. And physical activity was one of the number one things on ways to combat menopause symptoms. So I'm definitely in line on that one. You like my movie reviews? Dang, Jeannie, you have been here a long time. I didn't realize some of y'all have been here for so long and have only started really commenting since I've been on the live stream. I love that, Gina. Thanks for following along. Yes, Cheryl, please smash the like button. But yeah, so just going through hormonal changes. I went through them very quickly. He did say most women, it, you know, takes a few years for they're in menopause, pre-menopause for a few years. And mine was just over, but I only had the one ovary, so I didn't have a backup to continue or not have it happen so quickly. And he said that could have been why the symptoms were so dramatic. And then, you know, as getting used to the new levels, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. So outside of that, I'm still in the Balance Breakers Challenge on Team Shrinkables with Deanna from Adventures of Deanna as my captain. Go Shrinkables. I think I'm going to try to stick with the 12,000 steps for February. It was easier in January because Coach was also doing steps challenge. So she added steps to every workout. Whereas normally our workouts, if we do strength, I won't even get 1,000 steps in between strength. We always do a little bit of cardio in there in some form or other. And, you know, lifting, it's tracks. I call it a movement tracker, not a steps tracker, right? An activity tracker. Because bicep curl will get me one step. Is it harder than taking one step? Some days it feels like it, but anyway, I think I am going to keep with the 12,000 goal for February. It won't be my biggest steps because there is an extra day this month, but there's only 29 of them. So, yeah, if I hadn't missed those 2 days and had felt better, I would have even, you know, beat my best steps goal. And I remember when Sherry and I were accountability partners trying to push every day to get to 5,000. We'd be checking in with each other. She used to do a night live stream when she would study for her personal trainer certification. And we both look at her watch. She'd be like, girl, I got 3,000. She'd do 25 minutes of study, 5 minutes of break. And boy, in them 5 minutes, we'd both be huffing and trying to get to 5,000 steps. And now I did 12,000 with really no complication 2 years later. So, I mean, I couldn't be more happy about that. So small progress over time can create big, big changes. So I appreciate you all being here for it. And I appreciate all of those of you who have been here for so long for it. And for my mama having an old lady for a daughter. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Like this video if you like it. Dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe if you know how. And comment down below. When you're going through something medical and you figure out it is, in fact, not all in your head, do you also feel so much better? Because that alone has really made me feel a whole lot better today. I hope y'all have a great weekend. We'll do non-scale victories next Thursday. And until next time, I'll see you real soon. Good night, everybody.